This is Teacher Marky, your soulmate and math buddy. Find a place that you are comfortable with. Get your paper and pen to jot down important details in the discussion. Let's get started. Let us try to recall things that you need in order for you to learn our lesson for today. What is the lowest term of 5 over 10? Very good! It's 1/2. The greatest common factor is 5. Just simply divide the numerator and denominator by the GCF. Simplify 0 over 10. Correct! 0 divided by 10 is 0 because 0 divided by any number is always 0. Lastly, what is 10 over 10? Great! It's 1. Why? Because any number divided by itself is 1. Now that you are equipped with the prior knowledge that you need to learn, let's have first an activity. Are you familiar with the game Rock, Paper, Scissors, class? If yes, find a partner and let's play Rock, Paper, Scissors. You have 2 rounds to play and record your results on a sheet of paper. Write W if you win and L if you lose. Do you have a partner already? So, are you ready? What an energy! One, two, three, bato, bato, kick, kick. Bato, bato, kick. Bato, bato, kick. Yay! After 3 rounds, how did you find the activity? How many times did you win or lose the game? Now, compare your result with your partner. Okay, very good. The chances of winning or losing the game has something to do with probability. We will discuss today the probability of simple events. Please listen carefully because at the end of our discussion, you are expected to define probability, find the probability of simple events, and express appreciation on the importance of probability in real-life situation. What comes into your mind when you hear the word probability? Very good! Probability is the measure of how likely an event is to occur. To better understand the meaning of it, let's have this situation. Take a short glimpse at the sky. What did you notice? Great! Is there a chance that it will rain today? Exactly! That likelihood that it will rain today pertains to probability. Take note, the more likely an event is to occur, the higher its probability. The less likely an event is to occur, the lower its probability. Since we're talking about the probability of a simple event, we have to emphasize simple event. Simple event is an event which has a single outcome. For example, in tossing a coin, the event of landing on a head is a simple event. Why? Because it has only single outcome, and that is a head. We have already defined the probability of a simple event. This time, let's have some examples. Kindly jot down the formula that we will be using in getting the probability of a simple event. The probability of a simple event is equal to the number of favorable outcomes divided by the number of possible outcomes. The favorable outcome pertains to the result that is desired. On the other hand, Possible outcomes is a list of all resulting possibilities from an event. In solving the probability of a simple event, just remember these three letters. B. Determine the number of favorable outcomes and possible outcomes. P. Plug in the outcomes from step 1 into the formula. And S. Simplify and express your answer in fraction, decimal, or percent. Let's try this example. In tossing a coin, what is the probability that it will land on tail? First is to determine the number of favorable outcomes and possible outcomes in the given problem. What is asked in the problem? Exactly! What is the probability that it will land on tail? From that question, we can already determine the number of favorable outcomes. If we toss a coin once, how many heads will appear? You are right! Only one. That one is the number of favorable outcomes. How about the number of possible outcomes? We have defined a while ago that possible outcomes is the list of all resulting possibilities. So if you toss a coin once, the result is either a tail or a head. Therefore, there are two possibilities, the head and tail. And that too is the number of possible outcomes. Since we already determined the number of favorable and possible outcomes, we will now plug in to the given formula. The number of favorable outcomes is 1, while the number of possible outcomes is 2. So we have the probability that it will land on tail is equal to 1/2 in fraction form, 0.5 in decimal, or 50% in percent form. Always remember that probability can be expressed in fraction, decimal, or percent. Let's have another example. Let's meet a new friend from the universe of numbers and symbols.
Hello, Teacher Marty. Hello, future mathematicians. I'm Matty. How are you? I hope you're all sound and safe.
FYI, Matty is a math genius. Wow! Matty has a 6-sided die labeled from 1 to 6. Find the probability that he gets 4 when he rolls it. Let's determine the number of favorable and possible outcomes. In the given example, what is the number of favorable outcomes? Very good! It's 1. Why? Because we only have one side of the die which is numbered with 4. 1 is the number of favorable outcomes. How about the number of possible outcomes? Exactly! We have 6 possible outcomes because the die has 6 sides numbered from 1 to 6. This time, we are now ready to plug in the number of outcomes into the formula. 1 is the number of favorable outcomes divided by 6, which is the number of possible outcomes. So we have 1 divided by 6. Therefore, the answer is 1/6. It is easier to express our answer in fraction form, but make sure to simplify the fraction to its lowest term. The probability of an event is the ratio that compares the number of favorable outcomes to the number of possible outcomes. In our activity earlier, what is the probability of winning and losing the game? So, the probability of winning is 1/2 and losing the game is also 1/2. So the ratio is 1:2 or 1/2. There are 4 probability rules. First, the probability of any event is a number, either a fraction, a decimal, or a percent. For example, the weather forecast shows 70% rain. We can express 70% in fraction and decimal. 70% in fraction is 7/10 and 0.7 in decimal. Therefore, the probability that it will rain is 70%, 0.7 or 7/10. Second, if an event will never happen, then its probability is 0. For example, when a single die is rolled, find the probability of getting an 8. Since the sample space consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, it is impossible to get an 8. Hence, the probability of getting an 8 is equal to 0/6 or 0. Third, if an event is sure to happen, then the probability is 1. For instance, when a single die is rolled, what is the probability of getting a number less than 7? Solve for the probability of getting a number less than 7. How many possible outcomes? 6. Very good. What are those outcomes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. What are the favorable outcomes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 also. The number less than 7 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You can now solve the probability of getting a number less than 7 because you have already identified the number of favorable outcomes and all possible outcomes. So what is the probability? 1. How? Plug in the outcomes from step 1 into the formula. 6 is the number of favorable outcomes divided by 6, which is the number of possible outcomes. 6 divided by 6 is 1. Since the probability is 1, it is said to be an event that is sure to happen. Lastly, the sum of the probabilities of all outcomes in the sample space is 1. Let's have this scenario. If a fair coin is flipped, the probability that it will land on tail is 1/2, and the probability that it will land on head is 1/2 also. Their sum is equal to 1. Are you ready with the next activity? The activity entitled Scan Me and You Will See. Scan the QR code using the QR code scanner in your phone or in browser to reveal the problem. Are you done scanning? If yes, start answering the questions on your TV screen. For those who do not have smartphones and access to internet, here is the problem behind the QR code. You have 2 minutes to finish your activity. chances of landing on red is 1/8. The chances of landing on blue is 1/4. The chances of landing on yellow is 1/4. The chances of landing on green is 3/8. And the chances of landing on black is 0. Who among you got the perfect score? Wow! Great job, learners! To sum it up, kindly answer the following questions. Amazing, grade 8 learners! The probability is the measure of how likely an event is to occur. The formula in solving the probability of a simple event is equal to the number of favorable outcomes divided by the number of possible outcomes. Probability plays a vital role in day-to-day life, such as gaming strategies, buying or selling insurance, online shopping, determining blood groups, and analyzing political strategies. In addition, Philippines is prone to at least 20 tropical cyclones yearly due to its geographical location. That's why meteorologists use probability assessment of how likely an event can occur in terms of percentage and record the risk associated with weather. And now, let's watch this video and try to reflect.
And what do you do for a living?
I have not been working for quite a few years. I've been dealing with cancer.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If you're lost, we're all a little lost, and it's alright. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If you're lost, we're all a little lost, and it's alright. I wrote 100 pages, but I burned them all. Yeah, I burned them all. I blow through yellow lights and don't look back at all. I don't look back at all. Loading all mine, now I can't hide. Said I knew what I wanted, but I guess I lied. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If you're lost, we're all a little lost, and it's alright. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If you're lost, we're all a little lost, and it's alright. It's alright to be lost sometimes.
You know, it's funny because singers come on and I think about authenticity. You know, when you feel it, when it moves you, that felt like the most authentic thing I have heard this season.
That was surprisingly beautiful. It was powerful, it was heartfelt, and I think you're amazing.
You gave me chills. I mean, your voice is so beautiful to listen to. It was beautiful all the way.
You can't wait until life isn't hard anymore before you decide to be happy.
I'm not going to give you a yes. I'm gonna give you something else.
I have a 2% chance of survival, but 2% is not 0%. 2% is something, and I wish people knew how amazing it is.
What lesson have you learned from the short video clip? When I was watching the video many times, honestly, I was teary-eyed, and at the same time, it gave me a dose of inspiration. Her life story is tragic, but full of hope. Why? Nightbird's doctor told her that she only had 2% chance of recovery from cancer. That 2% probability to live is very uncertain. But she said 2% is not 0%. I hope that we have learned a lesson from her story. For the last activity, see my probe ability. Prepare your pen and paper. Read and analyze carefully each statement, then write your answers legibly. I'm giving you 2 minutes to accomplish this task. Now, let's check your word. Number 1. Brian is asked to choose a day from a week. What is the probability of choosing a day which starts with S? The answer is 2/7. You are correct. Number 2. Choosing a month from a year. What is the probability of selecting a month with 31 days? Very good. 7/12. Number 3. If a letter is chosen from the word perseverance, what is the probability that the letter chosen is E? The answer is 1/3. Great job! Number 4. If one letter is chosen at random from the word trustworthy, what is the probability that the letter chosen is consonant? 9/11. That's correct. Amazing. Lastly, a box contains 7 red balls, 5 orange balls, 4 yellow balls, 6 green balls, and 3 blue balls. What is the probability of drawing out an orange ball? 1/5. Very good. How many of you got all the items correctly? Wow! It is just a manifestation that the discussion was crystal clear. For your assignment, it's science time. Study the Punnett square and its relationship to probability. Thank you for listening. I hope you have learned something in the discussion. Once again, this is Teacher Marky, your soulmate and math buddy.